guys, welcome back to Auntie Tay. Today I'm showing you guys another Cricut tutorial, and it's a really fun tutorial because you can put anything you want on your laptop and spruce it up. It's so much fun, and I literally go into the craft store now and I don't really need to buy a lot of those things because I can make them now. If you guys don't have one already and you want one, there is a link below, and the coupon code is Auntie Tay for you guys to get a little bit of a discount. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you a couple of the projects I did with vinyl. And if you guys want to see more stuff with vinyl, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so we're going to start with the Cricut vinyl, and I've got a few different colors, and you want to clean your surface really well and make sure it's dry so that there's no dirt. The best thing about the vinyl to do when you want to roll it onto the mat is to roll it inside out so that you can slowly roll it onto the mat without getting too many bubbles. It's pretty finicky, so it will take some working with. So measure out wherever you're going to be putting. I'm using my laptop, so I wanted to measure the apple on there, and then I just looked up an Apple PNG logo on Google to make sure that I could exactly size whatever image I was going to do over the apple. And I'm going to be doing an African silhouette, and then I'm going to put a heart in it, so we're going to use picmonkey.com. So I'm just going to go in and find an Africa shape that I like. I liked this one. I liked that it had the little island off to the right, but I didn't like all those little things around it, so I'll show you how I got rid of those. So I'm going to open it up in the design space of PicMonkey because I'm going to add one of their hearts because I really like the PicMonkey hearts. And so I'm just going to get this ready to work with, and I'm going to go over here to the little doodads, and I'm going to add a heart. It doesn't really matter what color you make it because you can take it out in the Cricut design space, but I'm going to just work and put the heart exactly where I want it. I am going to make it white so that I can visualize it better and just see exactly how I like it. I've been to Kenya, so I wanted to put it kind of over to the right, but before I did that, I wanted to bring in the apple because I wanted to see exactly how I could position the heart to really cover up the apple. So you don't have to be this extensive if you're going to make a laptop decal. You could really just import any image that you find and make it into find a PNG or create a PNG in the Cricut design space, which I'll show you in a second. So I'm just going to really play with this and get it figured out. I figured out that if I turned the heart a little bit crooked, it was easier to cover the entire apple, and I could still keep it a decent size. So I made the apple purple just so I could see the difference, and then I also wanted to make sure that Africa was covering up the entire apple so that only the heart would be glowing when I open up my laptop. So we're going to upload this finished image into the design space, and I'm going to save it as a simple image. I got rid of the apple, as you can see, and now right here is where you will click all the places that you don't want, and then I'm also going to use the eraser to erase all of the little spots that I didn't want, because then the Cricut will actually cut those, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to save it as a cut because I don't think I'm ever going to print this, and I'm also going to import the apple because we're going to work with that as well so that we can make sure that we position it exactly the right size. So when we measured the apple, we measured it about 1 inch by 1 inch from the smallest parts of it. So I'm really going to start with the apple and put it onto the mat and make sure that it's exactly the same size as my apple. And then I'm just going to work with it and make sure that it's all covered up. And once it's all good to go, I'm just going to click the go and get rid of that apple because I don't want to cut that out. So I'm going to set this to vinyl because we're going to be starting with vinyl, and then I'm going to show you what I did after. And I'm going to cut off the excess just because it's easier to work with the cling and take off all the extra pieces. And then I also had the little extra heart. And then we're going to be using the Cricut transfer tape, which is really beneficial for when you're doing vinyl. You're going to need it because that's just the way that you do the vinyl. So I'm going to put the heart aside, and I can use that for a different project if I wanted to. And then we're just going to lay this out and put on some of the transfer tape. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to cover the entire piece of vinyl so that it sticks to that, because now you're working with wanting to expose that sticky side of the vinyl, and so this really helps get it onto the plastic sheet, and especially if you're dealing with something that has a lot of little pieces. So I'm just going to position this over my laptop exactly where I want it and then start rubbing out the bubbles. And you'll notice that this was see-through, so I kind of wanted to do something more fun, and I was going to use black vinyl, but I decided to try to use the window cling. And I'm using a sponge, a makeup sponge, to wet the surface and just cling on the same shape over it, and it worked out so cute. So if you want to see anything else with the window cling, let me know. Alright guys, don't forget to click subscribe, and the link is below if you want a Cricut with a discount. Love you guys, bye!